I'd like to introduce my dear friend, Harvey Clayman. He was generous enough to be the sponsor of today's show, and I think it's really apropos because our show obviously is about country club living, and he has an online marketplace called Country Club Classifieds. Harv, can you kind of explain to everyone at home exactly what your concept is?
Elliot, absolutely. About a year ago, at the dinner table with my wife, we're sitting there talking, and constantly, I live now in Woodfield Country Club for 10 years. Right. There hasn't been a week that has gone by where someone doesn't say to me, Harvey, do you know someone who wants to buy my car? Do you know someone who could get me this specialized vehicle, who wants to buy my house, who wants to do this, who wants to do that? And you know what, Elliot? Finally, I looked up at Stacy, and I said, there has to be a platform for these communities to bridge the buyers and sellers together. Why should you have to market to the masses?
And I think, one thing that we've always talked about is, it's about trust. And by providing the type of community that you've created, especially within a country club environment or a private community, it allows people in a very localized area to kind of get to each other.
Elliot, absolutely. And the best part of all, the Country Club Classifieds does not take a percentage of sales. It is strictly an online classified. You pay a fee to post an ad, and you go through the process yourself. We can handhold you. It is the most exciting new concept there is and prestigious online classifieds ever created. Well, matter of fact, it's the only upscale luxury classified site there is to date.
Well, I just want to tell you, thank you so much for sponsoring the show, and you're a great friend, and thanks.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Welcome back to Real Estate Today. I'm Elliot Koolik, and one of the greatest things that people love about country club living is all the amenities that are surrounding their homes. There are fitness centers, there are tennis courts, there are lagoon pools with tiki bars, there's fine dining, there's informal dining, there's golf, and even some clubs take it to a point where they have carnivals and soccer clinics and basketball courts. So it's really like camp for a lot of people. So one of the people in the crowd who is a person that uses a lot of the fitness facilities is a friend of mine, Stacy Clayman. Stacy, tell everybody why those type of amenities are so important to you.
I've lived in Woodfield for I would say about 8 years now. And I've gone from one house to another house, and now I'm in my third house. And the reason I have stayed in the club is because I love the facilities that they offer here. I love the gym, I love the kids' corner, I love that you can go to any of the different restaurants. You can be in jeans, you can be dressed up on a Saturday night. I love that when you walk into a place like the fitness center and when you use it often, everybody knows your name. It's like being at home. I mean, you feel that you're at home. You're comfortable. You can get everything you need right in one location. You don't have to go out of the club to have it happen. You pull up, there's valet parking at some clubs, there's a front desk, there's a spa with great massages. You can basically have anything you want right here at Woodfield. Right. So what's made me stay in the club are all these amazing amenities.
It's amazing, when I'm showing houses to people, they cannot believe it's almost like being on vacation all the time. And it's, as our world has changed and we become more technology oriented, people are able to work. You're finding that people work out of their houses more, and having this type of environment gives them the opportunity to take advantage of those things. They can work out. They don't have to go commute to work because they work as soon as they get home. So I think it's a great point. My family takes advantage of the fitness center as well.
I think another great point also is that wherever you go, not only do the people who work in the facility know you, but everywhere you go, you're surrounded by familiar faces. It's your kids know all the kids in the neighborhood. They're out on the streets, they're riding bikes, there's an ice cream man on Fridays. It's the best place to live.
It's great. Stacy, thanks so much. One of the other things that a lot of country clubs offer is obviously golf. You always hear country club, it's golf. A good friend of mine is in the audience, Jim Tisdale, happens to be a Scotch golfer. Jim, you could live anywhere, and I know you don't obviously get to play as much golf, and we've played in some tournaments together. Tell me, as far as golf goes, tell me how you relate your ability to play and enjoy and work. You know, you're with Comerica Bank. So explain it to everybody at home.
Well, you know, the fun part about joining a country club where there's golf is that, number one, you have a regular course that you get to play. You have your regular group of players that you can get with. You have a pro shop that knows you and knows what you are interested in. You have a pro that can come up and says, you know, you swing a certain way, maybe you should try these clubs. There's people here to help you, plus you have the lessons and everything else that are available. So it's a great place to play golf. You can come out here and practice anytime you want to. There's a lot of amenities here, once again, in conjunction with the golf course, and they have a great locker room here that you know, many people come in and just sit down and relax and watch the large screen TV during sports events, and it's a real social environment.
And you know, it's interesting because, you know, when you really look at country club golf, the majority of the golfers really aren't very good, and it's really about enjoying yourself. I know, well, you know. Fortunately, I still have that nightmare of falling in the lake during a golf tournament, so it's not too much fun. But I think you know, golf is really a social sport. And what people need to understand at home is every country club has its own personality. Some clubs are very golf-oriented, some are social-oriented, some are a lot of eating is pretty typical for most clubs. But you know, golf really seems to have been like the base for a lot of clubs, and then certainly a lot of clubs have also expanded on that. So. And
you know, my wife plays tennis, and they have a great tennis facility out here, and I think this is probably one of the most active tennis facilities probably, and certainly in Boca, if not in the county. So that there are so many places that she can go and play tennis, I can go and play golf. As you can see, I don't get to the fitness center too often, but you know, I try to get there every once in a while. And it's just a nice place to go. And besides, you know, you can take a mulligan every once in a while, and nobody really beats you up too bad. So,
Jim, thank you.
Thank you.
Actually, there is someone in the audience who I know is a tennis player, Fern Duberman. And Fern, can you give Fern a mic? Okay, great. Fern, can you explain to everybody, as far as all the tennis teams and all the programming that they have in most of the clubs, what has your experience been with most of that?
Well, ladies team tennis is a very active sport in South Florida. I play on Thursday mornings, even won my match today. Very proud to say so. But the diversity of tennis here in Woodfield is remarkable under the fabulous direction of our tennis director, Laurent Leclerc, and the program he has built, both for the juniors, senior men, mixed doubles, couples on Sunday morning. There's a lot happening for and about tennis.
Now, you usually play against other clubs. Yes. So what's very exciting about in a country club is you're playing against public teams, right? Aren't some of the teams you play against the public parks? They have their own teams?
Against public courts, other country clubs. We travel up to Boynton, Del Rey, here in Boca.
And you know, I think one of the things that a lot of people would like to know is, you know, not only do you have team tennis, but you also have tournaments within the club, whether it's mixed doubles, it's singles. So how have you done in those?
Not badly. There's always something for every participant.
Right. Well, Fern, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
And you know, the final thing that I want to kind of bring up is eating. Seems like the country clubs are notorious for big buffets. Scott, I always see you at those buffets. So what's kind of nice about it, and what I think a lot of people can understand, is that although to join a typical equity country club, there are fees to join, and you always hear about dining room minimums, it's usually a minimum that you meet, and it's a great way to meet people and to enjoy the club and to eat and drink, and a lot of the parties have been fabulous. So, you know, it's a great thing that our family has enjoyed, and a lot of people in the room have enjoyed as well.